Alumni Meet SAM is Mr. Sourav Dutta sir. He received his bachelor degree in the Department of Chemical Engineering from our college, National Institute of Technology, Durgapur, in 2019. And Saurabh sir, I may also call him Bhaiya. Saurabh Bhaiya began his
Yes,
professional
actually,
career.
please don't call me sir, please. Okay,
Yes, Bhaiya,
continue.
sure. Saurabh Bhaiya began his professional career in Tata Consulting Engineers Limited (TCE) and worked there for 2 years. He has qualified GATE in the years 2019 and 2021 in the chemical engineering paper. Last year, he got selected for the direct PhD program at Department of Applied Mechanics, IIT Madras through IDRP, that is Interdisciplinary Research Program, and presently he is pursuing there. He has unique experience in both industries and research institute. And so today's session is going to be on should we go for job or higher studies or like a direct PhD or M.Tech or MS and opportunities for people with low GATE scores and a brief introduction about interdisciplinary fields in research, and at last we'll be having a open Q&A session. With this, once again, I welcome you, Bhaiya, and
Thank you.
I request you to please take over the session. Please, Bhaiya.
Okay, sure. Okay, so before starting, I welcome you all to this meet, and I'm grateful to the committee who invited me in this session. You guys are doing a really wonderful work. So in this way, the final year students as well as the pre-final year students are getting benefited. So I see quite a lot of 26 number of participants in the meet. So are all these participants of final year, or is any pre-final year or in second year, first year people are also there? So any first year people or second
Second
year
is
people?
yes,
Mm.
yes, Bhaiya. It is a combination of all. Means and soon everyone will be joining.
Okay, okay, sure, sure. So before starting, as we all know that gate has already been over, so I guess there are many participants here who have already sat for gate in this year. And yes, so I want this session to be like interactive. You don't have to be mute like you have in your classrooms and with professors. So you can direct question me or interact with me at any point of time during my presentation. So basically last few days I was working at a full stretch level in my lab, so I am not that much good, means that much ready with the presentation. Still I prepared something for you. So is my screen visible now?
Yes, Bhaiya.
Yes, Bhaiya.
Okay, okay, sure. Okay, so let me start. So today's session, a bird of eye view, if I consider. So first I will talk about my journey. After that, I will go to post-gate strategy. As we all know, the gate has been over, and also preparation strategies for gate. Then I will give a brief introduction about if how can you decide if you go for higher studies and what are the opportunities for jobs and all those things. Lastly, I will go to various fields of interdisciplinary fields, which are this interdisciplinary field concept is now emerging in India. In foreign, it is already there. Most of the branches in foreign are interdisciplinary, but in India, like late 2020s or 2010s, after 2010, this branch, this concept has been evolved. So, so let me start with myself. My name is Saurav, as you know. I belong from Durgapur, West Bengal. I had my schooling till class 12 in DAV Model School, Durgapur. If anyone from Durgapur, you are quite familiar with the school. Then I had got 10 CGPA in class 10 and 95.2 percentage in class 12. And then I joined NIT Durgapur in chemical engineering branch. So this also has some story behind it. I will explain you later. So after that, in placement I got TCE as well as 2 3 other companies. And I worked there as senior process engineer from 2019 to 2021. Then I got into direct PhD program at IIT Madras, and also I qualified GATE in the current year of my final year, that is 2019, and also this year, last year 2021. And also I sat for GRE. Just everyone else have a fantasy to sit for GRE. During my job, I once tried for GRE without any preparation, without any knowledge. I will come to that part later during my explanation. So I got some 169 in quants and whatever You can directly subtract it. I don't want to speak that up. Okay, so during my class +2, I was quite familiar with chemistry subject, and I love to study chemistry basically. So that is a part, and I mainly my aim was in medical line, means my plus and first class 11 and 12. Once we go to 11 and 12, we had two choices basically. Our Indian parents or Indian culture give two choices. One is engineering and one is medical. So most of the parents give two choices. Similarly, my parents also gave me two choices. What do you want, engineering or medical? So I preferred that, okay, there is no medicos in my family, so I can try preparing medical examination, and because I also kind of liked biology, studying biology, and also I was in means I like biology as well as I like maths also. So I was in a pretty fix key which stream to go to pursue my higher studies in. So okay, so simultaneously I prepared for both joint entrance examination as well as medical examination. And unfortunately, when you try to stand in two boats, you are definitely going to slip. So I slept. I slipped in both the part. I tremendously failed in medical examination of the current year +2, and got a like decent type rank in JEE Mains. So which landed me into then okay, then after this I joined, I thought that I would go for medical. I will take a drop and go to study prepare for medical examination in next year. So I just for name say I filled up the seats of this JOSA kind of, that time it, I guess now also JOSA thing happens. So in that I filled couple of choices in NIT Durgapur and nearby institutes like Jadavpur University. I also got some due to this WebG rank and some food technology or something. And I ranked with when it comes to NIT Durgapur, I thought that chemical engineering. Okay, see, name chemical suggests it's maybe involving some chemical or something, and I already loved chemistry, so I kept it in the first slot, in the first choice, chemical engineering. And I started preparing for this medical examination part-timely. And as my rank was around decent, so in third round I got into chemical engineering. Then I was like, okay, should I drop 1 year or should I should I directly take the admission? So I consulted with my parents, with my tuition teachers and well-wishers. So they insisted, most of them insisted, ki okay, you can join this stream and you can side by side prepare for medical examination. And that was pretty bad idea, I must say, because in first year, entire first year went to my medical preparation. Only during the time of during the time of exam and during the time of assignments and midterms, I used to study the last night, which got me a very bad CGPA in first two semesters, some 8.36 and 8.4 in two semesters. And also there was all the subjects you have to take in that first year, all subjects related to electronics, electrical, computer science, everything. So okay, so that entire year I prepared for medical exam, and end of the result is same. I am standing in two boards. The end result is that year medical I appeared. I just got a qualifying marks which landed in me, which I can, if I could sit for the counseling, I would have got dental college, no MBBS. So and hello.
Yes, sir. Now we
Okay, I was not audible.
actually you got means leave left from the meeting.
Okay, is it? My presentation was visible, right?
No,
No, no,
yes,
now.
now we will. Yes,
Okay,
Bhaiya, now we will.
okay, okay. Actually, my camera stopped, so I thought that it left maybe. Okay, now you can see, right?
Yes, Bhaiya.
Okay. So that went up to in first year. So after first year, I had made a lot of friends who motivated me kind of to continue studying in engineering. And I thought that okay, chemical engineering, it's great, means it's let me study this field first, because in second, after from up to first year, everyone is studying similar kind of things, basically similar things. From second year, you got to know the subject what it is. So in second year, I wholeheartedly studied all these subjects, all the core subjects of chemical engineering, like thermodynamics, fluid mechanics, everything. So I very much liked the subject, and I thought that okay, this chemical engineering might be the perfect choice for me to continue study. So the entire second year I studied hard, and I pushed my CGPA up to a little bit. In third year, after that I concentrated on this internship projects and everything. So from second year, last from second year, like from fourth semester onwards, I started interacting with professors about prospective projects available, so that I can get a exposure in lab. And third year, when I got into third year, I saw my friends approaching for internships in foreign universities and everything. They are mailing professors, they are doing various amount of things. So I was firstly confused what to do next, whether I would study higher or whether I would go for a job. So entire third year I started, then I took a decision like, wait, let me study my first subject first. After that, there is enough time. We can decide whatever things you can, you can decide if you are strong in basics, you can go anywhere basically. So after third year, I got into an internship, and the second year okay, so this research project I undertook after my second year. I was working with Professor Tomal Mandal of Department of Chemical Engineering. So I was working in a project of separation of levosulfurate from pharmaceutical wastewater using physical, chemical, and biological processes. So this project I have done with under a guidance of a PhD bhaiya. So simultaneously, I was doing my coursework also in second year, as well as during my evening time, I used to spend 1 or 2 hours in lab and do all this stuff. So in third year, after third year, I had gone to IIT Kharagpur for my internship. There I designed a novel CO2 separation system using fluidized method. This project was under Professor BC Maker. So he is the current HOD of Chemical Engineering branch. So on this, after going to IIT Kharagpur on that 2.5 months, so I realized what actually PhD or what actually higher studies is. So it's basically focusing on a problem day and night until you reach, or until don't means you are not expected to reach a goal or reach a solution or something. You are just expected to crack through. Means you just have to present some idea or present something so that it works. So that is research and all about, if you say in a nutshell. So in those 2.5 months, I interacted with couple of PhD scholars there, which are doing PhD at IIT Kharagpur. So I got to know what actually research means. Means when you are in second year or third year, you are pretty much new to research. You basically don't know what a PhD or like what do they do. You see them coming in lab with a laptop, typing something, or doing something with micropipette and all those stuffs. So after, if you are doing that, then only you can actually know what are they do, what do they do. So I also simultaneously saw that okay, my research experience is done. Let me do some internship training in industries. So I got into a vocational training at DSP as well as ICL Rajban Terminus. So in DSP, I observed that what is actually industries look like, and what are the things the industry faces, what are the problems the industry faces, and how they come up with the solution, if at all they come up with the solution or not. So the DSP internship was a kind of 15 days or 16 days. We had to visit each, there are 15 or 14 plants. So we had to visit one plant each day. There was a coordinator who used to who used to explain us things, what are these, what are that. And but this DSP kind of everyone in Durgapur, NIT Durgapur, in core branches like electrical, mechanical, chemical, metallurgy, must do like pretty much should or must do a training in the steel plant, preferably DSP or ASP or anything. So all others they do like they just go for to collect a certificate and add to their CV. So I found this opportunity and I explored basically because the main time was like 3 hours you have to go and stay there. And as you know, I am from Durgapur, so most of the employees in DSPs are either friends of my father or father of my friend. So, so there are all uncles to me. So anytime there would be a person coordinating you, but you can but as I know most of the employees over there, so I used to go there, sit with them and ask you what do you guys do, what are your job responsibilities, what are similar job responsibilities in other plants. So I used to discuss after the office hours like this, after the training hours basically. So this DSP, I learned a lot of things in the plant, the processes of the plant. So the processes, as a chemical engineer, you need to know the processes basically, because once you graduate or once you join any company, so chemical engineers are basically called process engineers in most of the companies. So, okay, so now comes to the final year, and after final year, everyone was rushing through placements. There was a placement hike and placement wave all around the final year students. So you have to go to the flow. There is a rat race going on in the college. So you are also part of that rat race. Mostly some who are absolutely concentrated that they will go to research or they will have research, they do not sit for placements. They continue to explore opportunities like research in higher study in abroad, or what are the research opportunities in IITs and NITs. And some, and that is a very pretty much small fraction, and most of the public are in a fix key, whether they will sit for, whether they will take the job which they got in a placement, or how to prepare for placement, or what to do basically. And also we have this final year thesis, so that work also we have to do. During final year, I mostly focused on my placement, and I always wanted a job in core sector. After doing all these steps, before coming to final year, I decided that okay, let me know my field first. Know my field. What is the main challenges, or what does chemical engineer do in real life? And after that, I can switch to higher studies, because after doing the internship at IIT Kharagpur, I realized that that is my goal. So I have to do higher studies. I will do higher studies, but after some day, not immediately. Because if you do immediately, you get a less exposure to industry. So you mostly research is like, when you do research, it is most, when a chemical engineer or any core field engineer do research, it is applicable based, means you have to apply somewhere. So that is maybe an industry or maybe a R&D sector firm. So if you do not get the basic idea what the industry, how the processes are in the industry, what the industry people do, so it is like okay, you can do research directly after. I'm not saying that you have to do some job or after that you can transform to research. That is up to you. But this is the main idea which I followed. So I tried hard in cracking any one of the core companies. So in chemical, if anyone from chemical engineer in the lobby, they can relate that maximum of the chemical engineering population are concentrated with Reliance Industries, because they hugely recruit chemical engineers. Mostly 7-8, and 7-8 number is a huge as compared to other companies. So that time Reliance Industries came, Vedanta came, and all those core companies came. They usually come after September, October, or this time. And I sat for Infosys also. And previously that I sat for Reliance Industries. So Reliance Industries, it was the interview round, the written, the coding round, that what is called online round. The online aptitude round, it was very much easy. The questions were very easy. Everyone attempted. But unfortunately, still now I don't know the reason. Out of everyone there in my class, there was around 59 students, and around 46 or 47 students had for that Reliance, and rest of them has already got placed. Out of 46, 45 students qualified for that written round, that online round, and the student left was Mr. Sourav Dutta. Okay, So I still remember the date when the result got out. We are in a lab. So the result published. We most of the one of my friend told that okay, they have mistakenly published the result who has sat for the interview. So they called TPR and reconfirmed that is this the result? Is this the list which has actually qualified for the next round of interview, or is this the main list of who sat for the written test? So TPR told that no, it is the original list, and and everyone was saying that okay, everyone has qualified from chemical. So I was like, okay, maybe I was also qualified. I just for namesake I searched the list and found that I am not there in the list. Just I scrolled it and found that there is no, there is not my name. There is my name is not there in the list. So I searched again by in the PDF, searched my name basically, typed my name and in the find window, and I found to my surprise that there I was not selected. So I was utterly disappointed. And that was my first core company placement. Previously to that, I was sitting in these non-code jobs as in to gain experience how the online round is supposed to be. And most of the time, most of the means all of the time I have qualified. So that was very much pushback or setback for me. So I didn't figure out what happened wrong, where did I do wrong. So after that, the mass recruiter company Infosys came. So everyone sat, I also sat. Then I qualified for that, and after interview also I got selected to that. So that was a like little bit of boost for me. Okay, I can get a core company, or I can get through the interviews and online rounds. And after that, HPL came. This HPL, Haldia Petrochemical Limited. So this interview was on this online round was on 10th or 11th, and 12th December was the interview round. So I qualified the online round. I sat for the interview, and they selected 4 people in my branch. Out of that, 2 people were confirmed and 2 people were waitlisted. And my name was in the waitlist now. YML and the gold medalist of my batch, both of us were in the waitlist the name waitlisted. So okay, so I thought that okay, it is fine now. I am eligible, at least eligible for next other companies which will come. So let's see. So that time TCE came. I searched in the net key what is TCE, what do they do, and I found that the job role is almost what I want, because it's a consulting firm. They're mostly in the design sector. So this TCE company is good. The package is very much less as compared to HPL. But what to do with package if you want to learn something and leave after 2 or 3 days, 2 or 3 years? So okay, so I sat for TC. I got selected also there, and in interview they asked questions related to my basics and why do you want to join TC and all those stuffs which you already know, which are the main interview questions every company asks. So I sat for TC and I qualified and I got into TC, got in the job. And after some 1 month or 2 months, I got an email from HPL also ki okay, you're waitlisted, you are confirmed from waitlist. Then I replied back ki even the salary was around 1.5 times of TC. So I replied ki no, I already have got a job. I respectfully reject your offer. And now comes the part of this final year thesis. So I was doing this preparation of my topic was preparation of NPK fertilizers from solid waste and testing its efficiency in plant growth using a pea plant. So the main idea was to reduce solid waste and solid waste which contain NPK fertilizers, blend them together and do some surface modification and characterization to prepare a NPK fertilizers which will replace the chemical fertilizers. So this was the main idea. So this I studied the literature and everything, and this means I wholeheartedly have done this thesis basically. So okay, so in a nutshell, if you say BTech, it is the best days with best people and with best memories. Okay, so now come to the after BTech. So I graduated in 2019, then in July 2019. Then after that, TC called me. We had an offer letter, and we joined in August 2019. So the job role was mostly in the clients we have is in process sectors. So TC is mainly process oriented plant and process oriented company, consulting company. So we have clients all around India as well as abroad. So they do industrial projects as well as domestic projects, international projects as well as domestic projects. So we had to do process deliverables, means we had to prepare process deliverables for a client. Like process deliverables, which include means the chemical. If any people from chemical or mechanical engineer, they would know PNID, PFDs, then line list, all the then CVD, and then analysis tools. Okay, so all those stuffs we have to do for a project. We have to basically construct the, means we have to design the plant. Plant in a plant, the process department there in TC there are departments like process department, electrical, mechanical, chemical, all the core sector departments. So the process department is the leading department. So the process department, the chemical engineers over there are the leading department who generates the process idea, how the process flows from one. Suppose like for my example, if I take my example, my project was to develop a plant which will manufacture epichlorohydrin. So epichlorohydrin is a chemical. So our responsibility of TC was to design the storage area of the epichlorohydrin. So storage as well as the transportation to various sectors. So when storage is concerned, we are storing in a tanks. There are various types of tanks. The mechanical public or the chemical engineers already know the floating roof, fixed roof, all those types. So we have to propose the idea for this fluid or for this amount of specific gravity, which is the perfect tank, the tank design, everything. The for the tank design, the volume, everything we provides to mechanical person. The mechanical person designs the tank, gives the order to the vendor. The civil guy does the foundation, then structural compatibility of the tank. So if I consider a tank, so these three branches are involved. So here I learned the importance of interdisciplinary coordination in TC. And also there is it's a Tata company, so the team management, then the working environments, the colleagues were super, and I had a lot of learning in this TC in these 2 years. I had learned the, basically you have to constantly learn the if you are in a particular field, you have to go through the basics of that particular field in order to work there, in order to design or in order to propose something. So I was constantly in the 2 years in a touch of the chemical engineering subjects like thermodynamics, fluid mechanics, especially heat transfer. All these three types of subject I was to continuously learn. So I joined in a project named some Make Money project. The client name was Make Money. So after this project over in 2020, I was posted to senior engineer, and I was kind of leading a team of four shifted to another project in which I was made the lead. And that time the new joinees joined, so I was training them as well as leading that second project. And after 1 year, the life was very comfortable. Okay, so I was earning, and the lockdown came, so I traveled back to home, and I was just earning, sitting at home, eating in parents' home. The expenses was zero. Okay, so the life was pretty good after 1 year. So it was in time in 2020 when I 20 end of 2000 end no like during the pujas like October or November 2020, I was made the lead of that project. And then I thought that okay, I was lead the project, and the working hours was around, like, working hours is 9 to 6, but when you are in a consulting job, it's kind of research based, or like you have to develop something or propose something. So those kind of jobs takes a little bit of time. So as the work from home culture was inbuilt, so managers used to call me at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night also. So mostly I was sitting in front of the laptop till 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, even sometimes after dinner also I sat back and worked. So I was like, okay, I am getting money, life is comfortable, but is this what I want? Is this what I thought 1 year or 1.5 years back? So I realized that no, it's almost 2 years. So it's the time to shift. It's the time to go to higher studies, which I previously want from beginning. So I decided, okay, in 2021 I will sit for GATE, and either I will go for MS or PhD. Because I initially I told you also, because from initially from third year also I concentrated that, oh, I will do for higher studies. And you may say that M.Tech is also higher studies, so why not that way? Yeah. So like, see, M.Tech and difference. Okay, I will come this part later in my later slides. So yes, so this work corporate culture gave me a lot of learnings, and also I developed quite number of software skills like E3D, AutoCAD, Revit, Plan 3D, Aviva PNID, and many more. So all those AutoCAD tools, all those tools they TC used, and they give an extensive training program to all of the employees. So in these 2 years, I had a lot of learning, and I left my job not because I was bored or I was like preoccupied. I was not giving enough time to myself, and I left the job. It's not like that. It's like I left the job just to follow my aim, which I had priorly. Okay, so now comes to the next part, which is GATE. So my GATE attempts were first and second. First attempt I attempted in 2019 during my when I was graduating. So that time I already had my GATE happens around February, and in December I already got placed. So from December, up to December I was studying like rigorously for GATE. And after December it was like, okay, I had my job. After means if I do GATE, I am not interested in PSU, because in PSU learning is, in my respect, zero, just zero. You just get paid, you have many amount in many checks or many dollars in your pocket, but learning, if you are considering only on learning, it's zero, just zero. So I am not into PSUs that much. So that's why I left GATE. I just because I filled the form, I sat for GATE, and I eventually qualified because my basics was pretty strong enough. So I qualified for GATE, just qualified for GATE. And the second GATE is like 2021's GATE CH paper. So yes, so after this in 2021, so that was time of October 2020. I prepared for I started preparing for GATE, as well as coping up somehow with my job, because I didn't leave my job. I don't have the guts to leave my job and concentrate on GATE, because already I am detached to subject. Means I am learning, I am in touch with the subject, but not like freshers. I am kind of detached for 1.5 years. So I was like, okay, I will maybe before 1.5 months or 1 month, I will completely get off my job. I will say some excuses to my TC that I have broken my leg or something, and I will take a leave for 1 year, 1 month, and study for GATE. So that was my plan. So, and also from October also, October 2020, I started to brush up my basics. I started with engineering maths, which is the most important subject. If you already are aspirant of GATE, you might know. So I started with engineering maths. So by the end of December, I was doing engineering maths, as well as 2-3 core chemical engineering subjects like fluid mechanics, heat transfer, mass transfer. So after that, the pressure built. Means I thought that I will devote my time less to TCE, but it happened opposite. TCE demanded more time because I was leading a project. I was too answerable to my managers if something wrong happens to the project. So I was like, okay, let's see what happens. So I took the thought of taking 30 days leave went down to 7 days. So before GATE, I took a 1 week leave, and entire 1 week I studied. I just studied, and I woke up at 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock I woke up. I studied during the first half before lunch, engineering maths and previous year questions of engineering maths. And on second half, I used to concentrate on the chemical engineering subjects till night 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock I used to study these 7 days. And last 2 or 3 days or last 4 days, I completely focused on previous years 5 years questions. And it is the most important part in GATE. if you have done the previous year question, you will definitely qualify. At least qualify, you will qualify and get a decent score if you have grasp of previous year question 5 years in any subject, in any field. No, not only in chemical. I'm not talking of chemical. I'm generalizing the thing. So okay, like I'm not saying that you also have to prepare for 7 days and qualify and do that thing. It is my means I'm telling my journey till now. So and based on this second gate score, I got a after that I came to know that direct PhD program, the YouTube channels like UPD Education and all and other YouTube channels helped me a lot in searching thing, because I was in the job, and the job demanded me time till 8 o'clock, and after 8 o'clock I was so tired, I was not able to focus that much enough to search which is the deadline and everything. So some YouTube channels do provide short videos in which they directly tell this forms has been released, this is the deadline, these are the criteria. So all those things I subscribed and watched after sleeping, like after going to bed from 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock. All I surfed the net regarding to those things after get. So I filled the form in almost all top 8 IITs. No, apart from IIT Bombay and IIT Bangalore, because I missed the deadline basically for those two IITs. And I got into IIT, got the calls from all the IITs, and converted direct PhD admissions in IIT Delhi, Madras, Roorkee, and BHU. And also I thought that okay, if not PhD, I at least can do a MS or M.Tech in some college, so that after 2 years I can convert to PhD. So I depending on my gate score, I analyzed the previous year cutoff of various colleges, and I found that some of the colleges I have some like chance opportunity. So I filled the form, and I got M.Tech admissions also in ISM Dhanbad and IIT Jodhpur. And this direct PhD and MS admissions take place a little delayed, means the M.Tech admissions and M.Tech results, not the admission take place in a similar in a same time. The M.Tech results start a little bit earlier, and that after you got the offer letter, you have a 7 days or like 3 or 4 days time to confirm. 7 days time basically. So this I first offer I got from ISM Dhanbad, so I directly paid the fees and got admission into ISM Dhanbad. And later I got the I had admission offer from all these IITs, and as per NIF ranking and all, analyzing all the departments and everything, I saw that IIT Madras is perfect for me, and I got into IIT Madras. So yes, so the main agenda for this, one of the agenda points is this low gate score and its opportunities. So yeah, I had a pretty low gate score, because my second gate is low gate score around less than 500. Okay, so I had a gate score less than 500. Still, I got admission into all these IITs. The main funda or the main idea is that most of the IITs for PhD admission, if you are from CFTI or centrally funded universities, the gate is waived, kind of waived. And if you have a CGPA of 8 or above, and I had a 8.75 CGPA, and this 8 CGPA is just a criteria. If I can say you frankly, it is mostly if you have CGPA above 8.5, you are okay, and you need to have a good research statement as well as good CV. These two things are also important. And there are many misconceptions, or many you can relate to this question. If you read this question, you can relate to this, what I am indicating to say. So is a research paper really mandatory to get into admission to MS or PhD or higher studies or abroad or anything? My answer is, as per my belief, it's no. It is recommended that you have research paper. It is very much essential that you have research paper, but it is not that if you have research paper then only you are getting admissions. It is not like that. There are many, because I also believed it in your stage when I was in final year. I also believe that I don't have any research paper. What I have to do with admission in it's just a loss of 200 or 250 bucks of that admission application fee. I will not get call. But no, you would get call. It's not that. The main thing of IITs is interviews. They have a rigorous interview, really rigorous interview, because they just smash you through your basics. And if you have your basics cleared, then you are through. You just need to have in any subject, in any, not only in chemical or anything, in any subject, you need to first thing you have to work on your basics. You have to need your basics cleared. So this is the one thing, and second thing is that do mailing. We have to many. If you can see your friends, or even you have also done trying this. Mail the professors, which you that I want to have continue higher studies under you. Please consider my application. These are my fields. These are my CV. So do that is also mandatory. Again, my answer would be no. That is not mandatory. Same answer is like, if it is recommended that if you search through the profile of the professor, what do they do? Because ultimately you have to choose somewhere. You just need not to blindly fill up the forms in all the IITs and get through. You have to first search your research interest. If you are into research, you have to first know okay, what research field I will be into in my future, and who are the people in India or abroad or reputed universities who works in that field. So you have to do that study prior to mailing professors, prior to applying, basically not mailing professors, prior to applying. So after you got some list of professors or list of labs which work on your research interest, then you can obviously mail the professors. It is okay, you can mail. You get reply or do not get reply, that's up to the professor, but it is not like mandatory that you have to mail. You have to mail. It's not like that. Okay, so now coming to post-grad strategies. So this slide may be important to the final year over now in the call. So as your gate is over, so now if you are into research area, directly starting from this means after BTech only you are planning to do MS, PhD or M.Tech, not M.Tech, M.Tech is something different, MS or PhD abroad or India. So abroad has some specific deadlines that is, I guess, have been covered by some previous speakers in this forum. So for India, I will concentrate mostly upon. So post-grad strategies, like you have to first, I told in the previous slide also, look for relevant research fields. What are your research interests? And also it is not mandatory that the thesis work you do in your final year BTech, your research field have to be correlated to that. It is not like you can have something else. Like for my case, I am doing research in biosensors field, and I have done thesis on chemical engineering field. So it is completely, it's kind of linked, but it is completely different. So it's not like you have to do higher studies or do research or search for fields which is related to your thesis. I told that thesis is important because the professors, when you give interview to IIT for PhD or MS application, they will definitely ask from your, if it is a PhD or MS interview, they will definitely ask from your thesis. Definitely. Most of the times they will ask for your thesis. What have you done? Why have you done? What are the approaches you have done? What are the objectives? If not, if this is not working, what would you do? Like this type of questions they will ask. So for BTech thesis, as you have some one semester of time now also, so you can concentrate on your BTech thesis if you are into higher studies later. Now or later. It's not like now. Later also you can ask. Means later also they ask. So look for delivery. This is the first step. After that, you have to keep an eye on the application deadlines. So this you can know by searching in net also, in searching IITs also, or any YouTube channel also for application deadlines. So the deadline, like the application starts around March or mid-March. Some applications also will be starting around this February also, and the deadlines are 1 month. And during that time, previously to that time, you should have already started SOP, LOR, research proposal, CV. If not, the right time is now. So you have to start preparing SOP, research proposal, then CV, and letter of recommendation if it is needed. So these three things are very important: SOP, research proposal, and CV. This adds to your means. Suppose if there are two candidates whom I have to take one. If I am a professor, I have to take two candidates. If the professor have to take two candidates, both have equal CGPA, both have equal GATE score, unfortunately. And the main criteria of selection would be these three: who have a better SOP, research proposal, and CV. This will weigh the two candidates. So this is very important. And after that, once you are ready with this, once you have done the application, you directly start up your brushing up your basics. You do not wait for the interview call to come. You directly start, because I know, because you are in placement season now, it is really difficult to brush your knowledge from second or third year. It is really difficult. You ought to have forgot all those things. So you just get up your notebooks, brush up your basics, starting from core subjects from second year. And one more thing I would like to have here is, in IITs, in top IITs, the interview, the core branches like mechanical, chemical, or the core branches, they definitely ask questions related to maths, engineering mathematics. Not like engineering, basic maths also. Like simply like draw a graph of e to the power x, y equals to e to the power x. Or after you draw that graph, draw a graph of e to the power x plus e to the power minus x. Like these types of questions they definitely ask. So this point you can note, maybe it can help, because most of the old IITs do ask questions related to maths. And after you are done with your basics, or you are continue doing your basics, you have to also simultaneously have some interview strategies. The first or second interview you might fail. After that, you ought to qualify. If you are good enough, or if you have good knowledge and grasp in your basic, you will qualify in any of the rest of the interviews. So on first and second, or first interview, we will have a knowledge ki where I have gone wrong and everything. So there, those things you apply in your next interview, subsequent interviews. Also, there are many YouTube channels and everything, you know, those already, who have means they upload videos of IIT interviews with public, like means with people who qualified the interview. So you can watch those things also. What are the questions? What are the mindset of the professors? You can get to know. And after that, you will get definitely. If you follow all these steps, you will definitely get selected. And before that also, like why means this comes means after, whenever you are thinking like, yeah, okay, I will do higher studies, MS or PhD. So why MS or PhD? Like basically why PhD? Is it like you want a doctor in front of your name, or is it like, okay, I am doing PhD, everyone will respect me, everyone will see me in other way? Or is it like there is a scholarship of PMRF? Is it like I am a PMRF applicant, I will be applying for PMRF, I will get it and I will enjoy my rest of the life? It is not like that. PMRF is a very prestigious scholarship and every PhD scholars must apply for it. And it is a scholarship meant for improving research. It is a scholarship like after getting PMRF, you are the PMRF is like you have to do, means whenever you are doing, you are getting stipend 2.5 times of the original stipend, the expected output will also be 2.5 times almost. So you have to work hard, you have to do more research, and you have to diligently do research once you get PMRF. And it's a very good scholarship. It's a respectable scholarship. Only handful of people around all IITs get through it, and we all respect all those people. So it's good that you have to apply for PMRF after you get into the PhD. And so you have to ask yourself this question: why you want to do PhD? Are all these the factors you want to consider to get into PhD? Or you will have some okay, after that you can ask yourself, introspect yourself some questions like, am I ready to invest my 5 years? Am I compatible enough to do the PhD and continue for 5 years? When my person in job will be getting in 5 years, they will be in a senior management level position, they will be earning huge in lakhs, and I will be still getting that 31,000 if PMRF, then 70,000 of rupees per year, per month. So is it really worth? You have to ask yourself those questions. Am I really ready to do PhD now, or shall I do PhD after having some job experience? And what if I got into job so much deeper that my aim was to do PhD, I completely lost track of it. So all those things you yourself have to think in a deeper way. And lastly, what is my plan B? If not PhD, if I tremendously fail in PhD, what is my plan B? You have to do something, right? So what will you do? So all those things, I'm not demotivating you. It's just you have to self ask this question and have an answer ready yourself before applying or before taking a step to PhD. Because really PhD is a 5 years, minimum 5 years basically. You can You have PhD scholars greater than 5, means you have extension of 5 or 6, 7 years also. So minimum 5 years you have to spend in a college, away from family if you are in foreign. If you are in India, once in a while you visit your family. So all those stuffs you have to consider. So yes, so about IDRP program which I got into. So IDRP is an interdisciplinary research program. So why IDRP if you ask me? So once I was in TC, I got to know that importance of interdisciplinary work. And really in PhD, even if you are in normal course stream also, you have got to have interaction with all the, means mostly all of the fields, all of the streams, basically branches basically. Like when you are doing masters or higher studies, you are taking I'm not considering M.Tech or MS. When you are into PhD in any branch, you will be getting a, like you will be first semester or first year, you will have to do some mandatory coursework. When you are in direct PhD, you will have coursework double as that of people who got admission through M.Tech. Like for IIT Madras, it is 8 courses, and for M.Tech it is 4 courses, 8 courses for direct PhD. So in a span of two semesters, 2 or 3 semesters, you have to complete 8 courses. And believe me, like in who are in like normal core branches also, they are taking courses which is apart from their, that it is like an elective kind of, because that course will help in his research. So it is like, why not IDRP? Means the entire stream is something different. Like I am focusing on some problem statement or something which is not relevant or not relevant to my branch of study. It is somewhat relevant, but it is not totally relevant. But it is okay. Like if you go to the net and search the importance of IDRP, you will find why people mostly are considered, because IDRP, yeah, in my previous slide also I have told that IDRP concept has recently evolved. It is like very new, 10 years back or 7 years back it has been started. So yeah, so another advantage of it is great exposure to other fields also, which have good scope in future or abroad. Like one of the field is biomedical, which I am currently doing. Apart from that, engineering, design, and all other IDRPs, interdisciplinary fields are also there. So they ought to have scope. They have scope in future. That's why, and it is not like an IDRP is like everyone can apply. The students from management studies can also apply in that field if the institute opens the criteria for that. Mostly like for a particular research statement, yes, for if I consider IDRP Madras, it's a program of interdisciplinary research program of Madras, IT Madras. So this program, you will have some project defined earlier. So the admission process also starts with the normal admission process of this PhD application. There will be a separate link for IDRPs. The scholarship is also same, everything is same. We all are HTRA fellows, or the IDRP scholars are also HTRA, they are called HTRAs only. So in that IDRP we will have one project in which there will be 2 guide. One is your main guide, one is your co-guide, and both will be from different branch. My main guide is from applied mechanics, my co-guide is from biotechnology, and I am from chemical engineering. So it's totally different. But okay, but if you in first year you have to take courses which is relevant to your research field. So once you take the courses, once you do that courses diligently, you will have some idea what is your research field, what are the outputs of these courses which will be important in your research. So this you will get to know. Means once you get admission in any IDRP program or any normal PhD program, you will have to take courses. If you, and yes, you have to do the courses diligently, not like now after some year, because after your admission it will, I suppose the this COVID has already ended and institutes are getting opened. So from next year when you guys will be in colleges in higher studies, so you will mostly having offline. So you have to learn, you have to grow in this coursework, so that so that it defines your research. Means you can it helps your research basically. And as I today only I got a post from got an article to read in this tifpost.com. It's called that PhD they defined as like mad rush to find dignity. So is it really that? So I have gone to this article also. It's written that every year India produces third class PhDs. So it is like PhDs in India is very bad. You have to do PhD outside also only to get good recognition and good. It is not like that. And there is also a misconception, like if my aim is to main aim is in academia, in like to be a to be a professor in IITs or NITs, so I must have a degree outside. Yes, means you must have a, it's not like it you must have a, it is all about what you do in your PhD in your 5 years, what you have explored, what you have done in your PhD, what is the research topic, what is the thing you do. So all that matters after 5 years. So we have professors. If you see in your in the websites of different IITs, we have many professors whose background is totally from India. They have done B.Tech, M.Tech, or B.Tech direct based in India only, in IITs only, and maybe have them. Maybe after that they have gone for postdoc outside for 2 years. After that they returned and joined as a faculty in any IITs or NITs. So yes, in abroad, what is that? The abroad, the universities rankings are very good. They have a wide, means the exposure is very good. Like if I say an example, for if I don't know if you can relate, if you can relate with me or not. There are characterization tools like SAM, TEM, everything, surface characterization tools. So in NITs or like lower private colleges, they don't have such facilities. And in even IITs also, every department don't have such facilities because they are very costly equipment. They have handling issue, means they have to be handled by some experience only. So we have some central facility kind of, in which scholars from every other branches registered, and scholars from other India, all around India registered, have some slots and do those studies. But similar thing in abroad may be like the exposure and the funding is so good, in their lab only we can have a compact machine or something. So that is the that is means the difference between working in abroad and working in PhD, working in India. Abroad you have much resources, much availability. You ask something, it is there, and in India it is like there, but you have to search, you have to do it. There is, means once if you work in a resource area with low resources only, you will grow more. So that is my professor used to tell. So it is like that only. It is not like doing PhDs in India is bad. It is not like that. So that is what the topic of PhD is all that matters. So this is our group, Biosensors Laboratory Group at Department of Applied Mechanics. And actually, this Department of Applied Mechanics have three branches. One is biomedical engineer, one is solid mechanics, and one is fluid mechanics. So this department is mostly concentrated on interdisciplinary fields. So in this group we have people from biotechnology, mechanical engineering, civil, even this. MSc students also, MSc from biotechnology, electronics engineering, everything. Our group mainly focuses on optical fiber, like biosensing application based on optical fiber. So we have developed a novel technology of U-bent optical fiber, in which we declare the optical of U-bent region with source sensitivity to certain wide range amount of biomolecules. So our research area or research focused is concentrated to this part only. We explored the properties of gold nanoparticles and other nanoparticles, the optical properties. We bring onto those two fiber optical sensors and enhance the sensitivity. So this is the means the overview of what we do at IIT Madras, our group. Okay, so that's it. I don't think I have bored you much. So you can find my contact details here. And thank you. And I'm now open to questions.
Yes, now I request all the attendees to ask their questions if they have by directly unmuting their mic or raising their hand.
So am I audible, right?
Yes,
During
Kumar.
all time?
Yes, भैया.
Okay.
Yeah, can I? Am I audible, भैया?
हाँ, yes, tell me, Sukant.
भैया, मेरा क्वेश्चन है, मतलब IISc बैंगलोर का जो मतलब पोर्टल है ना, उसमें एरोस्पेस, उसमें बेसिकली एरोस्पेस इंजीनियरिंग में दिया है, इफ यू परस्यू एरोस्पेस इंजीनियरिंग then you have to give the GATE exams in any kind of branch, means aerospace and chemical and mechanical.
correct.
Bhaiya, is it introduced in recent year or this is introduced in past years? Means
ना मतलब इफ यू मतलब मैं हिंदी में बोलता हूँ
हाँ
तो
हाँ
एरोस्पेस मतलब अभी क्या है सीएफटीआई ये पर्टिकुलरली सर इफ यू आर फ्रॉम सीएफटीआई ऐसे लिखा होगा क्या?
नो बोल रखा है तुम मतलब कुछ भी से दे, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स कम्युनिकेशन इलेक्ट्रिकल मैकेनिकल केमिकल जिसमें चाहो दे सकते हो तुम.
ओके फॉर एवरी कैंडिडेट राइट.
हाँ
अच्छा हाँ नहीं ये मेरे टाइम में क्या था मतलब वो डिपार्टमेंट टू डिपार्टमेंट वेरी करता है मतलब डिफरेंट आईआईटीज का डिफरेंट ब्रांचेस का जो प्रोग्राम दे ऑफर उसके लिए अलग अलग क्राइटेरियाज होता है उसको मतलब तुमको जो प्रोफॉर्मा होगा क्या बोलते हैं इन्फॉर्मेशन ब्रोशर होगा उसमें तुम देखे होगा तो उसके हिसाब से अभी ये क्योंकि मेरे टाइम में ऐसे मतलब मैं एरोस्पेस में देखा नहीं तो ऐसे कमेंट नहीं कर सकता कि वैसे रिसेंटली हुआ है कि पहले भी था बट इट इज लाइक एक सीएफटी के लिए भी शायद आईआईसी डोंट थिंक आईआईसी मुझे उतना आइडिया नहीं है आईआईसी बेंगलोर के लिए.
आईआईसी में देखा था क्वांटम टेक्नोलॉजी मतलब ऐसा जो ब्रांच है क्वांटम टेक्नोलॉजी
हाँ
specifically aerospace engineering quantum technology and some other branch which is not related to specific core engineering.
करेक्ट हाँ उसके लिए गेट देना जरूर उसमें गेट का एक कट ऑफ होगा शायद मतलब जब सिलेक्शन होगा कट ऑफ बेस्ड होगा.
हाँ और एक भाई डाउट है भैया अगर मान लीजिए मैं परस्यू कर रहा हूँ मैकेनिकल में और मैंने इलेक्ट्रिकल या फिर इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स एंड कम्युनिकेशन में माइनर किया हूँ थर्ड ईयर का जो माइनर ऑप्शन है ना तो फिर मैं क्या गेट दे सकता हूँ इलेक्ट्रिकल में भी या फिर मैं मैकेनिकल भी गेट दे सकता हूँ?
इलेक्ट्रिक गेट तो तुम किसी भी सब्जेक्ट में देख सकते हो ना गेट के लिए तो सिर्फ फॉर्म भरना होता है शायद मतलब यू कैन गिव गेट.
आईआईटीज के ऐसा रूल है ना मतलब तुम जिसमें गेट दोगे उसमें ही बीटेक करना चाहिए.
अच्छा हाँ करेक्ट वो एमटेक्स में शायद रूल है क्योंकि मेरे काफी दोस्त था. करेक्ट हाँ वो स्पेसिफिक एमटेक रिलेटेड एमएस पीएचडी में ऐसे तो मैंने देखा नहीं लेकिन एमटेक के लिए ऐसे है रूल है कि
यूट्यूब में सर्च किया था कुछ मिला नहीं इसलिए आपको पूछ रहा हूँ.
ओके एमटेक्स के लिए कोई आईआईटीज में है वो मतलब पूरा डिपेंड करता है आईआईटीज टू आईआईटीज. एक एग्जांपल मैं बताऊं लाइक फॉर सीएफटीआई के जो मैं एग्जांपल बोला अगर तुम सीएफटीआई से हो तुमको जस्ट गेट क्वालिफाई करना होगा गेट क्वालिफाई एंड अ डिसेंट सीजीपीए. लेकिन आईआईटी खड़गपुर में दे फॉर केमिकल इंजीनियरिंग वो गेट का कट ऑफ लेता है मतलब वो पीएचडी एडमिशन भी गेट कट ऑफ रिलीज करेगा उसके हिसाब से पीएचडी एप्लीकेशन एडमिशन होगा. मतलब सीएफटीआई छोड़ के बाकी ब्रांचेस के लिए हर एक आईआईटीज में पीएचडी में कट ऑफ रहेगा लेकिन पर्टिकुलरली फॉर सीएफटीआई वो कट ऑफ गेट अगर क्वालिफाइड हो तो वो कट ऑफ हट जाता है मतलब यू कैन गेट अ कॉल इफ यू हैव गुड सीवी एंड सीजीपीए.
ओके भैया थैंक यू भैया.
हाँ वेलकम.
हेलो मेरे को पूछना था कि जैसे पीएचडी में मतलब 5 साल करना जरूरी है या उससे पहले भी हम कर सकते हैं और आपका लैब कैसा है मतलब
नहीं वो अभी डिपेंड करेगा तुम्हारे प्रोफेसर के ऊपर हाउ योर प्रोफेसर वांट्स टू डू पीएचडी. like my professor says that you are eligible for PhD like एक ग्रुप मीटिंग में हम प्रोफेसर बोला था कि जब एक पॉइंट आएगा जब तुम क्या बोलेगा मुझे समझ में नहीं आएगा आई हैव टू गो बैक और सर्च लिटरेचर टू अंडरस्टैंड यू व्हाट यू टेल you discuss you try to discuss with me that time you are eligible for PhD. तो तुमको मतलब ऐसा ही मेहनत करना पड़ेगा ऐसा करना पड़ेगा कि यू एक्सेल योर प्रोफेसर लाइक सी प्रोफेसर आर देयर टू गाइड यू लाइक तुम कोई प्रेजेंट करोगे उसके बाद तुमको बोलेगा कि ये ठीक नहीं है बट इट इज ठीक यू कैन डू लाइक दिस वे यू कैन ट्राई लाइक दिस वे लाइक दिस योर प्रोफेसर और योर गाइड सेज most of the guides. I'm not saying that all the guide will say but sometimes okay this will guide say like after some time means once you grow once you learn after 4 or 5 years you will have in a position like when you say something your professor will be like okay I have to go back and search the literature so that I can relate with you. That time this is the word of my professor in a group meeting. That time actually you are eligible to get a PhD degree. So hope I answer your question. Who is it? Ditya, no?
Yes. Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Any other having doubt, then can ask.
हेलो
Hello.
हाँ हेलो भैया मैं पूछना चाहता था कि मैं अभी फर्स्ट ईयर में ही हूँ मैकेनिकल इंजीनियरिंग में
Okay,
तो
first year.
हाँ तो मुझे अभी कुछ क्लैरिटी नहीं कि किस चीज़ में इंटरेस्ट है या करना क्या है आगे
Correct,
तो
correct. मेरा
फिर
भी नहीं था.
हाँ, तो फिर वो पता कैसे चलता है कि अभी जैसे मैं मैकेनिकल में हूँ तो उसी ब्रांच में ही काम करना है या फिर कुछ उससे हटके या फिर दूसरे जॉब्स में लेनी है तो वो पता कैसे चलता है कि
वो
अभी
तुमको
एक्सप्लोर करना चाहिए दूसरी चीज़ों को
ओके सो वो अभी तुम फर्स्ट ईयर से जब सेकंड ईयर जाओगे यू हैव टू लर्न योर मैकेनिकल सब्जेक्ट तो वंस यू लर्न योर मैकेनिकल सब्जेक्ट देन ओनली मतलब हिंदी में बोलता हूँ तो तभी तुमको पता चलेगा कि मैकेनिकल में तुम एक्चुअली इंटरेस्टेड है कि मैकेनिकल इज नॉट सूटिंग फॉर यू देन यू कैन गो फॉर अदर लाइक स्विचिंग जॉब्स लाइक वो सॉफ्टवेयर में या कहीं पे तुमको एक इंटरेस्ट तभी ग्रो करेगा तुमको पहले जो स्ट्रीम में तुम एडमिशन लिए हो क्योंकि फर्स्ट ईयर में यू आर ओनली लर्निंग दिस इलेक्ट्रॉनिक स्टफ लाइक इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स इलेक्ट्रिकल कंप्यूटर साइंस ये सब ना फिजिक्स केमिस्ट्री फर्स्ट ईयर में
सब
शायद
साथ
अभी
में
भी
होता है
सब साथ में होता है तो जब सेकेंड ईयर तुम जाओगे तो तुमको कोर ब्रांचेस में कोर सब्जेक्ट लेना पड़ेगा मतलब होगा तो उसके बाद ही तुमको आइडिया रहेगा कि ओके आई एम एबल टू गेट इट दिस और नॉट अभी यू हैव टू जस्ट लर्न है अभी तुम सीजी पे इंप्रूव करो पढ़ के क्योंकि फर्स्ट ईयर का सीजीपीए बहुत बहुत कम में आने वाला है लास्ट में एंड ऑफ द डे क्योंकि शायद फर्स्ट ईयर का एवरेज ज्यादा होता है अभी पता नहीं चेंज हुआ कि नहीं इन आवर टाइम इट वाज लाइक फर्स्ट ईयर का जो क्रेडिट पॉइंट्स है वो ज्यादा है कंपेयर टू सेकंड थर्ड फोर्थ ईयर
थैंक यू भैया
थैंक यू
Bhaiya, how much is it difficult to be in one stream and prepare for GATE exam of another stream?
ओके ये तो मैंने कभी ट्राई किए नहीं लेकिन आई नो वन फ्रेंड ऑफ माइन who was in biotech but he was really interested in computer science and he used to he is currently pursuing M.Tech in Triple IT Delhi in computer science so if he is my wingmate actually he was my wingmate तो वो क्या किया था वो थर्ड ईयर से प्रिपेयर स्टार्ट किया था गेट के लिए इसमें कंप्यूटर साइंस में बायोटेक का फील्ड हो गया वो बायोटेक में बीटेक है उसका तो दैट थिंग समवन आस्क्ड नो कि इफ वी हैव सम बीटेक इन अदर फील्ड इट इज easy to means it is how difficult it is to switch in our other field तो उसको वो प्रॉब्लम थोड़ा हुआ था उसके बाद ही मैं जानता आई केम टू नो दैट इफ यू हैव बीटेक इन सम फील्ड एमटेक या हायर स्टडीज आईआईटीज के लिए ये होता है मतलब कैरेक्टराइज होता है कोई कोई आईआईटीज में उसको इलेबोरेटली तुमको सर्च करना पड़ेगा हाँ अभी प्रिपरेशन के बाद में आता है तो लाइक तुमको दोनों में टाइम देना पड़ेगा यू हैव टू इफ either you choose like you are doing you are giving it in some other stream so you are not giving assuming you are not giving in your own stream तो तुमको स्ट्रीम के लिए सीजीपीए मेंटेन करने के लिए एक तो पढ़ना पड़ेगा क्योंकि सीजीपीए 100% अगर तुम जॉब में जाओगे तो सीजीपीए में कुछ काम का नहीं है अगर तुम ऐसे प्लेसमेंट लेने के लिए क्राइटेरिया के लिए काम है अगर तुम रिसर्च फील्ड या कुछ में जाओगे तो सीजीपीए वन पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम थोड़ा मैटर करेगा बाहर जाओगे तो सीजीपीए मेंटेन करने के लिए तुमको फील्ड पढ़ना ही पड़ेगा अपने और गेट के लिए अलग से टाइम निकाल के स्टडी करना पड़ेगा बट it is difficult than giving it in your own field so that is it but if you have enough confidence and enough willingness you can go ahead no problem because I have examples of my own friend so he has got some placement in Wipro so बायोटेक के लिए तो मोस्टली कंपनीज ओपन करते हैं अभी पता नहीं तुम लोग का कैसा सीन है 3 इयर्स बाद मोस्टली मोस्ट कंपनीज दे डोंट ओपन फॉर बायोटेक तो उसको सिर्फ एक ही कंपनी में ओपन किया था विप्रो तो उसमें ही सिलेक्ट मतलब उसको ही वो क्लियर किया और अभी 1 साल विप्रो में काम किया फिर वापस गेट दिया फिर उसका पहली बार भी अच्छा रैंक हुआ था लेकिन इट वाज लाइक ही वाज गेटिंग आईआईटीज बट ओनली वो क्राइटेरिया के लिए बीटेक इन कंप्यूटर साइंस नहीं है इसलिए वो एमटेक करना नहीं मतलब he didn't get into M.Tech. So after that he got second year देके. Hope I answered your question. Who was it? Divakar, right? Divakar.
Hello, sir. I have one question regarding this PMRF. What is the criteria for the PMRF?
Okay, पहले बात तो सर मत बोलो. Okay, PMRF, like there are two times the PMRF portal opens. One is two ways basically. One is lateral entry and one is direct entry. So once you get into a PhD in that same semester, you have offered for direct entry. So the department office or dean office sends you the link to apply for direct entry. The things required is 2 LOR and a good research proposal and a SOP, yes, and some CV. So you have to have all this stuff ready before applying to PMRF for direct entry. And lateral entry for direct PhD students who are going directly from BTech to PhD, they have a window of 2 years, basically 4 semester. Each semester they release the form. तो 4 semester का window होता है, उसमें वो apply कर सकता है. And for M.Tech who are going from M.Tech to PhD, they have a window of 2 semester from first year. So after that they go for lateral entry. So lateral entry is like you don't have to directly send the forms to IIT Delhi, who is the coordinating institute most of the time. वही है. तो तुमको डिपार्टमेंट में अप्रोच करना पड़ेगा. डिपार्टमेंट will send you the link. You have to give the form and all those stuffs, and after that department or IIT will forward it to the next step. These are the criteria.
Thank you, sir.
अरे सर मत बोलो, कौन है ये? Okay, ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं.
Yes, Bhaiya, I have one question. You said that means while joining PSU, we have very low learning opportunities. Can you elaborate that point?
Low learning opportunities as in?
You said that means if we join PSU, then we don't be having so much learning opportunity there as compared to any other firm.
नहीं, अरे PhDs have to learn. PhDs as in
No, I am saying भैया PSU, public sector units. PSU.
Oh, okay, PSU. अभी PhD सुना, sorry, my fault.
Yes.
No, like 11, हाँ, अभी PSUs में क्या होता है, like normal PSUs have low learning opportunities as in it is not, see, PSU is private sector undertaking companies, so there the job is fixed, and in private or any other firm, you maybe it's of Tata or if it's a very high prestigious firm, you already have in a back of mind that you have to stick to this company. If you are sticking to this company, you have to do good job to that, so that you get good appraisal, everything. But in PSUs it is not likely that. I have friends in PSUs also. Means at a point of time it gets saturated. Initially, you have once you that at the end of the month, when that salary statement or that bank statement or that message comes to your phone, you get very delighted and you forget all those things. So it is like that thing only. So the learning gets saturated. You can have learning, but enough motivation is not there. But in normal public sector or in not in public sector, in especially in consulting firms like TC, if you can say, there you have to constantly learn and grow, so that you can means you can have good appraisal and everything. You can grow in the company. So that was my point basically. It is not like PSU is bad. PSU is, if you are concentrating to have settled your life somewhere, it is of course PSU. It is not PhD, nothing. If you are in, if you want to have settled in a company, it is the best, safest option is PSU.
Okay, Bhaiya, thank you. I got your point. Thank you. Now I suppose all questions are over. If anyone left, then they can ask.
Sir, I have a question.
पहले सर छोड़ के पूरा भैया बोल के बोला, फिर मेरा क्वेश्चन.
Yes, sir. Bhaiya, I want to ask that let's say a student has done his BTech in a core branch, and then he does his PhD in an interdisciplinary field.
Okay.
Then if he applies for a assistant professor role, then in which field they are entering in an assistant professor role? I mean, if you join in interdisciplinary field side, then if there is a criteria that because you don't have a BTech degree in that interdisciplinary field, so if you can you join that professor post with your interdisciplinary degree? That is what
Okay,
I'm.
so like when you are concentrating on this joining of professor, it is mostly like what you have done in PhD. Means what is the PhD, in which field your PhD is. That BTech part is very much earlier, it's gone. Means it has still the degree, but mostly it is when you are doing a PhD, when after you have completed the PhD, in what field you have done PhD. So you try to apply in those fields only. Okay, suppose I am from chemical engineering, I am doing PhD and hopefully do PhD from biomedical engineering only. So after passing out, if I am applying for professor degree in any universities or colleges, I will search for biomedical engineering or any field who do stuffs related to biomedical. Okay, so they may be offered in a department of biotechnology or chemical or anything. So I can apply for that. You need to have a PhD on that field in order to apply for that field. Okay, like I have done my chemical BTech in chemical. I am now working in biomedical. So of course, after 5 years, I will not go back to apply in chemical engineering professor role of chemical engineering. The biomedical stuff can be offered by some chemical engineering department. That happens because in my field, or if you go to any IITs and search through the profile of the professors, they have BTech in one field, they have PhD in another field. Most of the IIT professors, many, you can search yourself. Means they have BTech in chemical, PhD in biotech, professor in biotech, like this. So it happens. It is not like that.
Okay, thank
Hope I
you.
answered.
Now, suppose all questions are over. This has been a very great learning session, Bhaiya, because your presentation was itself very complete, and followed by the Q&A session. It has become a wonderful session. Now, yes, Bhaiya.
Continue.
Now, from our Student Alumni Interaction Cell under Center for Alumni Affairs and International Relations, we have a token of appreciation for you that I am presenting. Is visible?
Okay, let me first. Yes. It's visible.
Yes, from our Student Alumni Interaction Cell, we have a token of appreciation for that. Is please accept me.
Thank you.
Yes, once again, I thank you for your participation, and we wish you all the best for your future and hope for more learning opportunity from you. Like
Sure.
you are from you are from Durgapur itself, then you can visit us and enlighten us.
Sure. Now that your colleges have opened, right? I got to hear
Yes,
some.
gradually it is opening from
Okay.
today, from 19th.
Okay. So you will have all offline classes now.
Yes, very soon. Means final years and pre-final years will be having from next week, and second year students will be having from March.
Okay, sure. Means तो अभी क्लास ऑन करके सोने का पार्ट खत्म. Right.
Actually, we are also wanting to have the offline classes.
Yes.
Actually, we means more than the college, we wish to have offline classes.
Oh,
We are
is
stuck
it?
in the home from the last 2 years, and that's the.
लेकिन मे बी किसी का आदत ना बन जाए कि ऑन करके क्योंकि सब लोग करते हैं ना. नॉर्मली आई एम जस्ट जोकिंग. नॉट. ओके, नो प्रॉब्लम.
Yes.